Ahem!
Absolutely right.
What?
I have it.
Well, don't give it to me.
I have it here, the letter.
Oh, what's he got then?
Yes, indeed. To the so-called actors at Grindale Amateur Dramatics. If Nigel is reading this, then I am dead.
Well, yeah, that's fair enough.
As your former chairman and benefactor, I had little pleasure in watching you ham about the stage in what could be politely described as average performances.
Well,
But you were local and trying. Very trying.
very funny.
After rejecting my own plays for so-called classics and newer, younger talent, I will finally have my reward, even if it is in the afterlife. You will be performing this play exactly 1 year after my death to commemorate the occasion.
It is, yes, the word of day.
The play's the thing, as one follically challenged hack once said. So get on with it. There you have it.
Right.
Malcolm's last hurrah.
We are being paid for this, right?
It's written down here. £1,000 to each actor, plus £5,000 to Theatre Grindale.
Good. Yeah, well done.
It also says there has to be continuous shot and no editing. As Malcolm's put it, all the mistakes and laughable line forgetting there for all to see. It has to be on the internet by midnight tonight.
Well, the self-serving git.
And if anybody insults me, all bets are off.
So do shut up, Brian.
Ready, people?
Oh, yeah.
I hope you've learnt your lines. Break a leg.
This'll never work.
Dear Mr. Carmichael, we are only too pleased to be performing Malcolm's play today. I will be reading stage directions because, for obvious reasons, we have been unable to rehearse together. As agreed, the play will be uploaded onto YouTube for all to see this evening. This section will be removed. So, introductions. Melissa?
I am Melissa Davies, and I will be playing Lady Melissa Willoughby, the hoary wife.
Brian?
I'm Brian Denhelm, and I will be playing Brian, the alcoholic boyfriend.
Ian?
Ian Greenslade, and I shall be playing Lord Ian Willoughby, the useless husband.
And Derek. Derek!
Oh, sorry.
I'm Derek Barnes, and I will be playing the part of Derek, the deaf old clueless policeman, and Edgar the landlord.
Good. Now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, may I present Malcolm Henry's The Lies We Tell. Action!
At last we are alone. Oh, Brian, hold me like you have never held me before. Kiss me, Brian. Kiss me like you have never kissed me before.
Melissa, your lips taste of strawberries and cream.
Oh, and yours, taste of sweet wine.
Oh, Melissa,
Oh, Brain.
how I look forward to our time together. Let me take you away from all of this.
No, Brian, we must wait. Wait until I have the money to pay a solicitor, and then I can take Ian for every penny.
Oh, Melissa.
Oh, Brain. I mean, Brian.
Let me look at you. Let me look at you. You are the most beautiful thing in Bainbridge.
Oh, Brian, you say the most wonderful things. Oh, I think I'm going to swoon. Catch me, Brian.
Hey?
Yeah, catch me.
Oh, Melissa! When you swoon, you are so elegant.
Oh, Brian, I don't think I can take it anymore.
Oh, Melissa, come with me. I have a room at an inn. It isn't much, but if we go there, we can make mad, passionate love again.
Oh, Brian, please, take me. We can go arm in arm, unashamedly to the inn, where we can engage in the symphony of love.
This really is complete and utter...
Brian!
Yes, let us go to the inn and entwine our limbs. Yeah, this way. You must go that way.
Good evening, Good evening. Well, shut the music up! Good evening, Constable. Good evening, Constable.
Ah, good
Evening! Evening!
good evening, Lord Willoughby. Lovely time of day for a...
Stroll!
Yeah, that's it, for a stroll.
Yes, it is a lovely evening, Constable, but I'm glad I've run into you. You see, I'm looking for Lady Willoughby. She's left for a short walk and hasn't returned for some time, and it's not like her. Oh, for the love of God. Yes, it is a lovely evening, Constable, but I'm glad I've run into you. You see, I'm looking for Lady Willoughby. She left for a short walk and hasn't returned for some time, and it's not like her.
There's no need to shout, Ian. Oh, dear. Perhaps she's got lost in the woods. Many do, even when they think they know the way.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. She's new to the area and could lose her way in unfamiliar territory.
I shall round
Up!
up, yes.
A search party
Yes, I shall round up a search party.
of locals!
Good, that's it. I shall round up a search party of locals to look for Lady...
Willoughby!
Yes, to look for Lady Willoughby.
That's a spiffing idea, Constable.
May I have a description of Lady Willoughby?
Right. She has long brown wavy hair, sparkling blue eyes, quite tall, wearing khaki walking trousers with a blue sweater and a green walking jacket over the top.
I shall to it get straight away.
Now it's get to it.
What?
Well, get to it.
All right, sir. I shall get right to it. Now, where will I be able to find Lady Willoughby if I comes across her up there in them there woods?
I shall make my way to the local inn the Mayflower and await your report.
Very good, sir. Not to shout.
Oh, unbelievable.
Melissa, you're on next.
Brian is drunk.
What? How?
He had some wine before he went on, and now he's having another.
Do your best. I'll ad-lib. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and
Remind
make
the right
him
place. What side of the stage am
smile
I needed?
when I, a
bring me
fat
back. I don't-
and bean-fed horse, beguile, neighing in likeness of a filly foal. Sometime lurk I in a gossip's bowl, in very likeness of a roasted
I'm very
crab.
sorry. I just ended up needing a
And
little
when she
siesta before we
drinks,
started. I'm really
against her
sorry.
lips I bob,
I don't really know where I'm...
and
Hold
on her withered
I'm
dewlap
not really sure.
pour
Oh, gosh.
the ale, and the wisest aunt, telling the saddest tale. Sometime for 3-foot stool mistaketh me,
Melissa,
then slip I
where
from her
she-
bum,
she's
down
going-
topples she,
I don't
and
know.
Taylor cries and falls into a cough. And then the whole choir hold their hips and laugh, and waxen in their mirth, and sneeze and swear. A merrier hour was never wasted there. But room, fairy, here comes Brian. I said, here comes Brian.
Oh, Melissa, how I look forward to our times together.
Oh, Brian. Ah, how I wish we had more time together, and then we could make sweet love. How I long to feel your body throbbing next to mine.
Oh my gosh, she's really pushing my buttons. Then let us to bed and have our bodies entwine.
Oh, Brain.
Oh, Melissa.
Oh, Brian.
Okay, hold on, and go!
Oh, Brian.
Oh, Melissa!
Brian.
Oh,
Oh, Brian.
oh no! Slow down, woman! Slow down! Oh!
He's gone to sleep.
Well, wake him up then.
How?
Oh, I don't know. Throw something at him. Brian! Brian! Brian!
Get those squirrels off me!
Oh, Melissa!
Oh, Melissa!
Oh, Brian. Won't you please take me away from here? Take me to a place that I have never been.
Or like Poland. What? Oh. Oh.
Good evening, Edgar.
Take the helmet off, Derek! Why didn't you say?
Evening, Squire. Pint of the usual.
Yes, please, my good man. Not many in tonight.
Aye, my lord. Tuesday's usually a quiet one.
Why are you shouting?
What?
Well, why are you shouting?
Why are you shouting? I've got it in.
Oh, well, thank God for that.
Not like you to be out in the week, Squire. Anything wrong?
Oh, it's the Lady Willoughby. She's gone a walkabout, don't you know?
Well, that's interesting.
Are you all right, old man?
Oh, yes, just having a moment.
Yes, Dash Philly went off for a trot and hasn't come back. Soon got the constabulary on it, though. Have her back in her stable where she belongs, eh, Edgar? I say, what on earth is going on up there?
What do you mean, my lord?
Well, that terrific noise.
What noise?
Well, that noise.
Can't say as I noticed anything.
Well, that noise.
Woodworm.
Woodworm my backside. I know the sound of a rumpy pumpy when I hear it, old chap. So who've you got upstairs then, my good man?
Oh, no one.
No one?
Well, except that couple that come in earlier.
Edgar, is there something you're not telling me?
In what sense do you mean not telling, my lord?
In the sense that if you don't jolly well tell me who's upstairs, you'll jolly well be looking for another pub to run.
Ah, that sense. Well, a gentleman come in earlier and booked a room. Then he brought his lady friend along with him. Nothing unusual about that, my lord.
And who was this man?
Oh, let me see.
Brian!
Edgar?
Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnston? Not Brian, secretary of the golf club, plays off a very fine six handicap, but a bit of a bandit, if you ask me, recently divorced eligible man about town. Johnston?
That's the one.
And the lady friend?
Oh, seem familiar.
No, Lady Willoughby.
Keep the noise down.
Edgar?
Well, seem very much like Lady Willoughby, sir.
Get look, Edgar! I shall have his hide for this, the absolute bounder! This damn door. Door's gone. Open this. Open this door at once, you utter rotters.
Oh, it's my husband, Lord Willoughby.
Yes, well, there you go.
Brian?
Oh, you know, this is the biggest pile of horse manure I've ever... That Malcolm was a complete...
Brian!
Breen! Oh,
You can't even get my name right. Bloody useless. Oh, well. Sod the money. Hello, all of you out in YouTube land. I am Brian Denholm, and you are watching complete and utter drivel.
Lord Willoughby enters the room.
What? Oh, right, yeah. Johnston, you cad! Unhand the fair Lady Willoughby.
I mean, who speaks like that, really? You can unhand the fur baby Willoughby. It sounds like complete nonsense.
Put your dukes up, Johnston. I'm going to give you a damn good thrashing.
Why, you couldn't beat an egg, even one who was sleeping with your wife.
Oh, be careful, Brian. Lord Willoughby used to box and eat him.
Oh, like hell he did. No, this is too much for me. I'm sorry, hold on. Carry on.
Oh, Dash! He caught me one. Oh, my heart.
Die, you wimp.
The Willoughby course has struck again. Ugh. Ow!
Oh, Ian, I never meant for it to come to this.
What's going on here then?
Oh, Constable, save him.
Never fear, my lady. I have first aid experience.
Oh, Constable, my hero.
All in the line of duty, Mom.
Oh, Ian, can you ever forgive me? Will you take me back, please? I didn't realise how much I loved you until I thought I'd lost you.
Of course. Of course, Melissa. I shall never neglect you again like I have been doing.
Oh, Brian, I'm afraid it's over between us.
What? 2 meters! 2 meters!
Oh,
2 meters! It's okay, Melissa. It is better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all.
Come, Melissa. Let us retire. Oh, God. Let us retire to the manor house.
Yes, my love.
Farewell, Melissa. My heart already aches at the thought of your absence.
Adieu, sweet prince.
The end. Thank God. Right. Bows, everybody. Come on. Get your places. 2 meters apart. Come on. Right. Ready? And bow. And bow. And final time, bow. Right. Go. 5 grand blown right there.
I didn't think it was that bad.
You got it.
I need a little bit of Dutch courage, just so you know.
Look out, he's back again.
Oh.
I'm not.
No, I'm not. I don't believe
Yeah, all right. Let's hear it.
Dear all at Theatre Grimedale,
That's us.
having seen your video on YouTube and consulted with my colleagues, I cannot, in all conscience, release the funds allocated to you in Malcolm Henry's will.
After all that.
I realise the quality of the writing was somewhat dubious. However, myself and my colleagues agree that this was almost entirely overshadowed by the quality, or lack thereof, of the acting.
Not me.
This alone would not be a sufficient reason to hold back the funds to your organisation. However, the behaviour of Mr. Denholm in denigrating the play was a deciding factor in diverting Mr. Henry's funds to the local cat's home. We believe that Mr. Denholm's behaviour would have been seen as insulting by Mr. Henry, and therefore the play failed to meet all conditions set out. Regards, Anthony Carmichael. There you have it.
Thank you, Brian.
Good work.
I thought he was rather good.
Oh, shut up, Derek.
Well, that's the bad news.
What, you mean there's good news?
Oh, yes. You see, after we uploaded the play onto YouTube last week, we've had over 500,000 hits. And we've had offers to place adverts on our stream.
Well, how much will that bring in?
More than enough to pay us all, and the 5 grand to the theatre with a little bit left over.
Wow, who'd have thought it? And I imagine if you had stayed sober, Brian, we would be even more quids in.
Au contraire, Melissa. Here are just some of the reviews. Hilarious. What a romp. Brian Denholm was brilliant. Super fun. Brian Denholm's comedy timing was a lesson to all budding actors. Theatre Grimedale's performance of Malcolm Henry's farce, The Lies We Tell, was nothing short of a hilarious tour de force, and Brian Denholm's comic contribution was outstanding.
Cheers, everyone.
I almost believed he was drunk.
Jesus, really?
Really?
I always knew I was a genius. Later, losers.
Ah, yes. Well, who'd have thought it? Please let me know when you have the remainder of the funds in.
Sorry about the hearing aid, Nigel. I keep forgetting to put the damn thing in.
Ah, it's all added to it, Derek.
Oh, thanks, old boy.
You know, Denham is going to be unlivable with for the next year.
I don't care. I'm £1,000 better off, and so are you.
Yeah, well, I suppose so. See you.
See ya. Thanks, Malcolm. Worst play I ever directed. You'd have loved social distancing because you hated everybody. Pity you missed it. Cheers.
Well, that was The Lies We Tell, written by Ross Salvage, and we're fortunate enough to have Ross with us here this evening.
Evening.
Welcome. Thanks for submitting your play to us. What prompted you to submit the play to the New Writing Festival?
Well, lots of writers have lots of opportunities. These days we're quite fortunate. There are lots of access ways into writing for theatre or film, short films and things like that. But obviously I have a previous relationship with Theatre Adhoc, as they've already did a radio play of mine called Tier 5. So for me, being a local writer with a local theatre group, it was a no-brainer really. It's sort of, I know the people, or some of the people that are involved in the theatre group. So I thought, well, you know, this is my local theatre group, really, to me especially. And we'd already had a relationship before with a previous play, so I thought, well, yes, let's give this one a go. You know, it's the same as, you know, lots of writers really, but yeah, and you put it in, you hope for the best.
So I have to say, where did you get the idea from for this? Where did the germ of inspiration come from?
Well, I know a lot has been, you know, said about social distancing, and certainly most writers have this in mind now, obviously, when they're writing plays. I decided that I'd make the social distancing part the actual central role to it, to use it as, in this case, a comedy crutch, as it were, to actually be in a situation where it's a play within a play, which is, you know, a well-trodden format, but to use it as a comedy where you actually had a play that was written outside of the social distancing rules, that then had to be produced within the social distancing rules and in one shot with no outtakes, no edits, no anything. And yeah, it sort of, it became, I've been watching a lot of comedy on stage, and I don't usually write complete comedy, which is unusual for me. Usually it has some sort of dark twist. But this one I thought to myself, well, in these times at this moment, perhaps it might be nice just to write a straight comedy farce, because I think perhaps at this moment in time, people need that kind of thing. You need the shade as well, the dark stuff, but for me, for once, I decided I would write just a straight comedy farce with, hopefully, laughs incorporated.
Wasn't based on any particular amateur dramatic society that you can think of?
I can't say at this moment in time.
That's fair enough, that's fair enough. With that in mind, because obviously the situation that we're in with the social distancing, how did you kind of work that into it? I mean, what was your thought process when you were writing it and structuring it and putting it together?
Well, really, I just wrote a list in some ways of all the things you can't do. You can't kiss. You can't dance. You can't have a fight. All of these things that actually do happen in the play itself, you can't actually do anymore. So to write a list of things you can't do, and then make sure those are all in the play, because therefore that's hopefully where the comedy comes, in that you have to act those at a social distance. So you've got physical comedy involved in it, and really from the physical process. And the first thing I actually thought of, which is crazy in some ways, was there's a scene in there with CPR, and I've done a few first aid courses in my time, and obviously a first CPR is very hands-on. So somebody doing CPR 2 meters away from the body that's supposed to be actually being sort of medicated to is, so that was the first thing that came to my mind for some reason, and everything sort of went from there. Well, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that. So all the things you can't do within this sort of social distancing situation.
Because obviously, sort of directing it, that you do have to kind of think outside of the box. And I'm assuming, did the limitations of the things that you can't do force you to think in a slightly different way, or to write in a slightly different way?
I think for a writer, the worst thing in the world is the blank page. You just have it in front of you and you think, what am I going to do? But the way this has gone about now, the limitations, you often have limitations, whether it be number of actors, whether it be time limitation, whether you're writing for a youth or seniors, whatever limitations that come across. So the social distancing was almost a way in to look at, a way in to make something that is, funny, hopefully, and sort of help my thinking of, well, you've got an unusual situation at the moment, let's use it to comic effect. Because I think at the moment we probably need a bit of a laugh, if I'm going to be honest.
Yes, yeah. So how do you think theatre is coping at the moment?
Well, it's not coping well generally. I mean, most people have seen all the press with theatres not opening at all, and actors losing their jobs, and well, beyond actors, and I think this idea of doing a live performance, number one, is brave, which brings the tension back into the theatre, because live performance is live performance, and it works so well because there's always a tension in it. There's that idea that there's no going back. We've started the ball rolling, and it's going on. So with Theatre Adhoc doing this, I think it's very brave to do it like that, because you could have come to the stage where you just record it, and therefore you could edit it. But of course, with the live performance, you can't do that. And to put on things like that, so the backroom staff, such as the green room events people, as well, and bring it into people's living rooms, because people love theatre. Theatres are packed. It's not just in London. In local theatres such as this, it's very popular. So people can't come in. So you've taken it to the people. So, and that's really tremendous, and very brave. And I mean, projects such as this, and hopefully more around the country, I mean, have to be praised, because they really are sort of, breaking down some barriers. People have been isolated and in all sorts of problems, and some people suffer terribly, but it is nice to see that people like Theatre Adhoc are bringing something into living rooms which hopefully people will enjoy, and also putting themselves out. I mean, nobody is paid to do this. I'm not, you're not, whatever. It's all amateur. And nobody's been paid. It's just given of people's time to do it, and that can only, be a good thing.
Well, I just want to thank you for taking the time to write the play for us. I've thoroughly enjoyed directing it, and I know the actors had a real laugh actually rehearsing it and performing it. So thank you very much, and I'd like to thank you as well for taking the time to watch.